Today, I just wanted to go through how me and my wife built an 11 property portfolio on $110,000 combined income. My name's Thomas O'Regan, and I make these videos to help people get educated on investing in property here in Australia. And most of my content is targeted towards people that are on the lower income side. So people that are earning under $100,000. When I started investing, I was actually only making about $60,000 a year, and that was probably 4 years ago now. So when I started investing, I quickly realized that for me to grow a large property portfolio, I had to stop focusing and chasing properties that were high yielding properties in terms of capital growth and taking huge negative cash flow positions to hold these properties, because the reality was I was not on a very high income at the time. So my ability to grow a large asset base doing that was very limited. You know, I got 1-2 properties, and then that was it for me. I had to sit out on the sidelines and just play the waiting game. For me, building a property portfolio yes, property investing is passive, and there are times in a property portfolio journey when you just need to sit and wait. But my property investing journey has been very active, and it's been very strategic. When building a property portfolio, you have to have some sort of strategy on how you're going to accumulate wealth, how you're going to build wealth, because it does very much come down to the strategy, and you've got to create a strategy that works best for you. Now, this strategy that I'm going to go through is ideal for people that are on lower incomes, couples or singles, doesn't matter. And I guess I honestly feel like the larger your income is, it works the same, but it's just far more scalable. You can grow it bigger, faster, etc., etc. You know, most people that are on high incomes are advised to buy negatively cash flowing properties. In my opinion, when you're building a property portfolio, you should think about your property portfolio as if it's a business, and to build a business that is negative cash flowed seems a bit stupid to me. So for me, building a property portfolio is all about the numbers, all about building a positive cash flowing property that ultimately puts money in my back pocket and helps me get to retirement quicker. Because if it's not putting money into your pocket every week, every month, every year, then, you know, the reality is property, when you're buying property as investment properties, it is an investment. And the reality is investments don't always go well. So in terms of capital growth. So if your property portfolio is not going well in terms of capital growth because something's negative is happening with the market, then you just basically need to hang tight and wait until the market sorts itself out. And as I said, if you're buying negative cash flow properties, that means you just need to sit tight and wait and be forking out money of your own pocket to hold on to the asset. Now, I just want to run you through a few numbers here. So when me and my wife started investing, our first, what I would call an investment grade property, our first of the 11 properties we own now, we bought it with $45,000 of capital. $45,000 we had saved up. And from that point, we literally never saved money to buy a property ever again. And we literally never put any of our own money beyond that point into our property portfolio to grow it. So when I think about investing, I think about investing through that lens of, obviously you need some money to start, and potentially you don't if you really have some experience and some knowledge backing you, or you're working with someone that knows how the finance game works. You potentially can start investing with no money. But if you're a good investor, you effectively just want to be getting access to your capital as quickly as possible to recycle it, to put it into the next deal. And you can supercharge that and save alongside as well, and buy more properties that way. But yeah, me and my wife, we bought 11 properties in the last 3.5 years. Our property portfolio is now worth $4 million. We have $2.6 million worth of debt, and our total income today is 110K combined. And it's 110K combined because when I started my business, which I'm doing now, I'm starting my own business, I stopped generating an income until the business gets going. So yeah, we're still building our property portfolio. 2 of the 11 properties we own now, we just recently bought, and we're able to continue to grow our property portfolio because we've been strategic in the way we've built and acquired our property portfolio. So building a large property portfolio on a low income is a lot of it comes down to strategy, and I would say that's one big point. And the other big point to building a large property portfolio on a low income is cash flow. You need to buy properties that are bolstering, increasing your cash flow. So we own a property portfolio. It's worth $4 million now, 11 properties. We have $2.6 million worth of debt. And let me just explain something. We are not stressed at all about repaying the mortgage. In fact, we do not pay any of our own money to go on a mortgage, to maintain our mortgage. All the mortgage repayments and expenses on all the properties are made from the cash flow produced from the assets themselves. This is something that a lot of, advisors in the space they just don't do it. I don't know if they don't understand how to build a proper property portfolio, or they just don't know the benefits of a cash flowing positive property portfolio. But the fact is, yeah, our property portfolio is worth $4 million, $2.6 million of debt. It doesn't cost us a cent to own. It just continues to grow, and we continue to scale it and build it using the equity from the growth of the portfolio itself. That the debt repayments on this property portfolio is $161,000 per year. So the interest on the property portfolio alone that we own is $161,000 per year, and we don't put any money towards it, as I keep trying to drill in. And if a couple today wanted to buy a dream home, I wouldn't call it a portfolio, but wanted to buy a dream home, the same value as our property portfolio, $4 million, or they just wanted to buy a property for less than that, say $3 million, and they had, say for example, $2.6 million worth of debt, which is what we have, they would be paying $161,000 a year. And let's just say this couple is making $550,000 income per year. So both are on really, really high paying jobs. Maybe one job is $350,000. Someone's, may say the wife's earning $350,000. Maybe she's like a partner in a law firm, and the husband's, a doctor, and he's earning $200,000 per year. Their combined income is $500,000 per year. They would be struggling. They would literally, and they wanted to buy, a dream home, $3 million, say, they would be, struggling to pay the mortgage of $161,000 per year on $550,000 of income combined. They would be struggling here because it's like almost 30% of their total gross income. And then they have to pay tax on that as well. So they would be like, they wouldn't have much money left over to eat their food after that. But me and my wife, we're on combined income of 110K, which is, that's achievable for any couple. Like it's essentially 2 people earning 60K each, or one person earning nothing and the other person earning, 2 people earning 55K each, or one person earning 110K and the other earning nothing, me. built, and then you could have just built a property portfolio the same value instead. And I just wanted to highlight, I guess, at the peak of our working careers, me and my wife, we were earning a combined income of $230,000. So that was me making $140K. That was me making $140K and my wife making $120. So I don't think that's quite right. I think my wife was making $80K per year. She was working for Hilti as a sales rep, and then I was making $150K per year. Sorry. So at the peak of me and my wife's earning career, our jobs, we were earning a combined income of $230K, and at that point we had 7 properties. And then I actually quit my job and said, fuck it, I don't need to work anymore. Like, we're making way more money investing, and we will continue to make way more money investing than I ever will in any job that I'll ever work. I don't want to work for anyone else anymore. So just wanted to do this video to highlight today how, and I'll highlight it again, cash flow, positive cash flow properties, high cash flow properties, and strategy are the things that will get a person on a low income or a couple on a low income the ability to grow a large property portfolio, something that, even a person on a high income won't be able to do, or a couple on a high income won't be able to do with the regular negatively geared strategy that any normal advisor would tell you. All right, hopefully that helped, guys. Bye.